It's the Humble Park Honey coming back to you live and direct every week.
And filling in for our boy Nady Jax, we got our homie J.A. Grims in the spot, man.
Yeah. Y'all already know who it is.
I love having J.A. on deck for real.
I love being here.
Yeah, he's our, what is it called? Like, not bench warmer. He's our, what is it called?
Six man.
On retainer.
Yes, we have him on retainer. He's on retainer.
He our 6 man off the bench for real.
They put up the J.A. Grims signal in the air. Cartwheel over
Where
here.
is Jamal?
So normally I talk in the morning. On Fridays, I wake up, we all in a group chat, Jamal in a group chat. We be like, yeah, we go pull up. What time we link at 7:30? Jamal be like, yeah. We be sitting here setting up. I'm always like, where's Jamal?
The most sweet, gentle nap.
Like that's
the sweetest slumber.
That's his tagline for like if it's a sitcom, like on like Roger, like go home, Roger. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be thinking if I say, where's Jamal? He gonna come through the door like
like Kramer.
Somebody rang.
Enter Jamal, stage left. Enter Jamal, stage left. Stage left.
He said he comes behind the newspaper. Yeah, but shout out Big Tex too, man. Big Tex is in Texas right now with the family, so you know what I'm saying. But it's been a long week for me. I did hella shit this week, G.
Yeah, what? You had this Porsche event, right?
Yeah,
Good.
so shout out our homie Noel. He's been on the podcast. He's a phenomenal artist, phenomenal. He upcycle furniture and shit and makes beautiful art pieces and shit. Go back and check his episode. But him and his homies, they do a thing called Group Critique, where they bring, I think it was like 9 or 10 artists. They bring 9 or 10 artists into a space. Everybody show a little bit of something, and everybody critique it. They would say their thoughts on it and shit. So it was super cool. They usually do it at Soho House, but this was the first one that they did. It was actually at the Porsche dealership downtown on Monroe Street.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was fun, G. Like, one thing he said, he was like, he gonna start doing it there because people be assuming because it's at Soho House they just can't come. It's not, but it's always open to the public for real. But this time, hella people came. It was probably like 100 people in that bitch for real.
So wait, so you presented stuff, and then anyone in the audience could raise their hand and critique, or was it like a panel?
No, was there anyone in the audience?
Oh, so
were they critiquing or were they asking questions?
Asking questions, critiquing.
Oh, so I'm curious. So what did they say? What did they say about you?
They loved it. They loved it for real. I presented my new side project that I just put out. I put it out today on Wednesday when I did the thing for real. It's called Screwed and Rude Volume 1. It's a collection of chopped and screwed songs that I've been making over the past couple months and shit. And it was just a good excuse. When he asked me to do it, I was like, I think I got something perfect, and I've been needing a reason to like finish it for real. Cause like,
sure.
So it's 3 tracks. 3 tracks. I did a Alicia Keys song, a Mariah Carey song, and a Selena Gomez song. So I'll play one of them for the hot shit. But I went crazy for real on my thing.
So did you play the whole song?
I played one song. I had the video playing in the background, but before the preface it, I was like, and this is something I really thought about while I was making the shit, and like it was good to me to actually have to put it down and like actually speak on it for real, because I never really spoke on it for real, but like. The metaphor behind the whole thing is not just to show love to Texas and the DJ Screw and all the chopped and screw artists that I love, because you know me, I love the chopped and screw music. I listen to more chopped and screw R&B than I do regular R&B.
I feel that. Same.
But the bigger metaphor behind it was like technology and shit. When it comes to like artists come out every day with the sole purpose of making our processes faster and speeding up our production and making us produce more and more work for real. And when you doing shit for yourself, it's okay to slow down and like breathe, you know what I'm saying? And like enjoy the process of making the shit instead of worried about what's next and what's next and what's next for real.
That's real. Yeah.
So I said that shit. I fucked them up. They were like,
oh yeah.
Damn.
A bunch of white ladies taking notes. Oh my God.
Literally, bro. After like people was presenting after me, was white ladies coming up to me like, I love that.
Amazing.
Profound.
Niggas was like, what made you pick that song? I played the Alicia Keys Diary. It was like,
super sick.
you
Check that out.
were like, I did not expect that song to come on. Like, I was like, look, that's my shit for real. Like, I was playing shit that like connect to me. That's important to me. Like, that's a songs I always go back to. You know what I'm saying? 10, 15 years after they came out, I still listen to it. So I wanted to like do that. And I did the Selena Gomez one because I was watching Selena and Chefs, and I was like, sure. I gotta show love to Apple.
Hell yeah.
But hell yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of good ass artists up there. Bailey, you got to do one. He already said it. Tell you to hit him up for real because he wants you to do one too for real.
That seems so nerve wracking only because I saw like the pictures from it. Also, shouts out to you because you got some good pics from that too. But it's just like a well lit room, and I know you're used to being in front of like crowds and stuff. I don't know if I could do that.
No, you
because it's not
could.
even if I even try to put myself in your guys' shoes when you guys like perform. At least it's like dark. You can still tell that there are people looking at you, but to be in like a well like fluorescent lit room so everyone can really just see you well lit and you can see their eyes and everyone's like reactions and stuff. I feel like sometimes that might be a fucking struggle.
You gotta get over that. You gotta rip the Band-Aid off for real.
Yeah, you're
and like
right.
really, I felt like I was the most nervous because I was the only musician. Noel said I was the first musician. They've done it several times before. I was the first musician they ever had for real. Everybody was showing sculptures and big ass paintings, drawings and shit that
just
were
on
amazing.
a projector, or are they showing it in real?
Some people had it they had the real ones. Some people had it on projections.
Okay.
It was like there was one girl that was doing these textile like sculptures. She was like welding the frame and then she would do the textiles and drape it over it and shit. Wow. That shit was fire. It was another dude that did shit similar to Noel. Like he was doing like chairs, like sculpting the chairs and shit like into like little like clever things, you know what I'm saying? It was this one dude that was doing like pencil drawings and his shit was so detailed. I'm like, that shit looked like a photograph. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of great artists and shit, but it was dope because like I went to art school and shit, and like low key, I never felt like the art world has ever like took my shit seriously before. And then like once I did that shit, people was into it. I was like, damn, like the first time it was like that little validation for real. Feel good for real.
Hell yeah, because you are an artist. I be trying to tell Giselle the same thing, you know, like Giselle has a different kind of canvas than like a painter or something, but like, you know, the looks and like all of the creative design that they do. And then to like go into like, you know, she's in her little bag for like her band and stuff. Like she was really nervous about that too. Like, will they accept this? Because they only look at me as doing this. So like when you try to show them like, well.
Yeah, because I was definitely nervous walking in that bitch. I started seeing, because I think I was like the 8th person to go. And like everybody was showing that shit. I'm like, damn, like, are they gonna take my shit serious? I'm about to go up here and play Alicia Keys. Like, but they was rocking with it for real, yo.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm sure it was like a breath of fresh air in the situation too. You know, like someone come up and play some music. Hell yeah.
And then on Tuesday I went to the International Film Festival at the Music Box. Saw a movie called Blitz.
What a cultured fellow, God.
Right, what a multifaceted fellow.
After this week, I come in wearing cardigans and shit.
Yeah, for real, a changed man. He's well versed. He's of knowledge of self.
Yeah, it was a dope little World War II movie. You know I love a war movie for real. That's why I be telling you shit, but I'll be like ranting about like the future of our country and shit. I'm like, this shit could go crazy because I'll be watching war movies for real, like my granddaddy.
It's really
but it was a fire movie. It was called Blitz. I can't tell you who was in it. I don't know. But apparently it was somebody in it that everybody knew. I don't know. But it was really, really good. I'm sure it's going to be out in theaters soon. And yeah, yo.
Only because you told us a little bit what it was about. It's funny because I never think of like black people during World War II.
Right? Especially in like different countries. But we was here.
Right, yeah, for sure. It's just like, damn, when
here.
anyone talks about World War II,
So
I promise you the last thing I
guess I
think
give
about
a little
is a little black
synopsis
boy.
of what it was about. Yeah. It was about so like, you know, it was an English movie. And you know, in World War II, like all the men had to go to war, all the women was working in the factories and shit. So like they had sent all the kids to like this little camp or whatever. And it was about this woman. She had a little black son for real. And a little mixed son, I guess you'll say, a little black son or whatever. And he was on the way to the camp. And like you already know they was making fun of him and shit, calling him all sorts of shit. And this nigga decided he was finna jump off the train. And it's really just about him trying to get back home and trying to find his people and shit through navigating through active war for real. So
It's insane. I definitely want to check it out after you tell me.
Great.
Yeah.
what about you, Jamal? How was your weeks?
Week was pretty smooth. What did I do? Worked on a little bit of the podcast that I'm gonna be doing soon under the Face Value umbrella. Out of Order.
Order.
A movie podcast. I mentioned it last time I was on here. It's a movie podcast where we deep dive into movie franchises, but we roll dice and we watch them out of order. So we're doing Nightmare on Elm Street first. There's 9 Nightmare on Elm Streets. The first episode is the 4th movie. Okay. And then
yeah, we probably had that out by this week.
So be on the lookout for that. What else did I do? Watching horror movies at the crib, eating sandwiches.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the horror movies. We definitely gonna get into the horror movies.
Eating sandwiches, drinking juice.
I will say that, like, so last time I was at the I used
Costco, you guys. Not us trying to be interpreters for Perry.
Last time I was up at the I usually buy sliced bread. Sliced white bread, the Italian.
White bread?
Yeah. But
Judging you.
this time I opted for the hard rolls because I was like, I got to take my sandwich game. And I've been making some crazy sandwiches today. Today I had made, Evan, look what I had did.
I love sandwich talk.
Look how I did this. So I had the rotisserie from the and
Costco.
Cut off the breast. I pulls it with my hand, season it, barbecue sauce, right? Two strips of bacon in the pan, cook the bacon, the grease still in the, pop the chicken in there in the bacon grease with the barbecue sauce, let that cook down, you know what I'm saying? So I get a nice little crisp on there, took it out, put it on the paper towel, let it dry off. Cilantro, grilled onions, pickle, and I'll put some spinach on that bitch. Bacon, cheese, barbecue pulled chicken. Fire.
You lost me with the cilantro.
Where do you lose
I like cilantro on my shit.
Huh?
Cilantro pickle for me.
Cilantro, pickle, and cheese and bacon, bro. That you lost me a little. It's giving that a garbage sandwich.
That shit was tasting.
That shit sound like you put everything green in your fridge.
Chicken alone in the bacon, cooked in the bacon fat would be good.
Yeah,
could have left it right there.
Nah, I need the little green on there. I like that little. I'm a cilantro nigga though. I put cilantro in everything.
But I love cilantro, but like it goes like the flavor palette. What you just added cilantro to doesn't make sense almost.
Not a lot of cilantro, a little cilantro, not a lot.
Cilantro and spinach.
There's cilantro on there. I'm a cilantro nigga though.
It's just giving like you went to like the produce section, grabbed all the greens. You're like, this can go on the sandwich.
It's giving chopped.
How are you gonna elevate this sandwich right now?
You gotta use exactly. You gotta elevate it. You gotta use this in the fridge for real. Because normally I would normally go with a lettuce on there, but I ain't had no lettuce.
But spinach is fine. That's fine. The cilantro just didn't make sense.
I like cilantro. I like the diced cilantro in my shit for real.
It's just so
because I mixed the cilantro in with the chicken for real.
And then barbecue.
I'm not crazy about barbecue sauce, so I was like,
I love barbecue sauce.
It was a good pulled chicken sandwich for real. Good pulled chicken barbecue. I made a steak sandwich earlier this week too for real.
Same roll.
Because before I tried to make a steak sandwich on the sliced bread, that shit was falling through the bottom for real. You got to get a hard roll.
What cut?
I got that New York strip. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be all right.
You know I do the New York strips.
Yeah, that's a good sandwich.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Bailey.
Easy.
My favorite sandwich?
No, yo. Go ahead. Then. We can keep sandwich talk going. We can keep sandwich talk going.
I got nothing. Y'all don't want to hear about my fucking salad sandwiches. Everyone always makes fun of my fucking sandwiches, man. They're like, wow, a bunch of vegetables, it's hummus. I'm like, hell yeah.
See, the thing is, I fuck with that, but I just need a meat in there. The same thing with a meat in there. Pause. No didn't.
But whatever. Whatever. I love sandwiches too. My week was fine. closing out fucking Halloween. It sucks because Halloween is really canceled for Bailey this year. I don't want anyone to hop in my DMs and ask me anything about Halloween because y'all won't hear shit from me. I'm gonna let y'all have it this year.
No.
But don't forget, y'all can check my Instagram.
No, we gonna pop
Bailey
out.
kills a year after.
We gonna
I'm
pop
not gonna
out.
go anywhere.
We just go get us some little devil horns or some shit.
I'm not gonna be here, but I'm not gonna go anywhere because the FOMO is real, dude.
Just put us some little devil horns
I would
on.
never. What? I at least would have to paint my face. The fuck? I'm not gonna have people having amazing costumes. I'm just like, I'm dressed up as a normal guy. Like, what?
I'm chilling.
I love Halloween though.
I love it too. I love Halloween. I love being festive for real. But look,
Best childhood Halloween costume. Your favorite.
my shout out to my mama for real, because my mama gave me a lot of amazing costumes. It's got to be a tie between. I was Spawn one year.
That's amazing.
Wow.
She had ordered me a Spawn costume one
How old are you,
year.
man?
I was just gonna
8,
say.
9?
I had to be like eight
That's
and a half.
lit.
for real.
That's lit.
And
That's
then
age.
yeah, it had the little muscle chest on it. You know, they had a muscle
That's
chest
so
on the shirt.
lit.
Wow.
And I had the big ass cape, and they had like the chains around the belt. It was like plastic chains.
But
but,
even
like,
for you to be into Spawn at that time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
no, because that's when the movie came out.
97,
That's when the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
So I was 8. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was 8. I was right. It was the year the movie came out for real.
Yep.
And I loved the movie. Low key, I shouldn't have been watching that movie. Low.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a little bit of
But
suggestion.
like I was a kid.
in there.
I watched everything when I was. My mama didn't. I mean, they definitely covered my eyes when they felt like I shouldn't be seeing something. But I
Yeah,
definitely
we weren't an
watched all of
R-rated
them.
household, but I definitely. Actually, I remember a vivid
Was
memory.
Spawn R?
No, it's PG-13. But
Was
I
it?
remember going to being at like a Blockbuster or a video store, and the dude who was working, my mom was like, it was between Spawn and Con Air, and and the guy was like, I really think Con Air is actually more appropriate for you.
What?
But they're both PG-13, but Spawn is a little dark. So we got
I feel like Con Air is like
But they're
they
both
might
PG-13.
say
No,
No,
something.
Spawn is rated R. G.
No,
I
is
just
it?
looked it up. Yeah.
Spawn 97?
Yep. Because remember, it came after that HBO show.
Well, I was in Canada at the time, and Canada rating system is different. Put you.
Oh, y'all got like no, never mind.
Yeah, no. So they're like it's GPG, but then 14A. So a lot of R is 14A, and then some PG-13s are just PG.
I was about to say NC-17, but if y'all know what that is.
Bailey, what was your favorite childhood Halloween costume? Did you dress up as a kid too? Did you always love Halloween?
Yes, my parents were like the ones that like went to the like parties or whatever to try to win costume contests and stuff. Cause like I think my dad, and I can't really like merge this, but from my memories, but I think my dad, he probably went hard like me and like did the most in like a artistic way, like if it's like building a suit or you're just gonna wear the full fur or whatever.
Right.
Because I just remember when I was younger, they were just bags of old Halloween costumes. It used to be so sick to like go through there. Like it'd have all
That's
like
fire.
the masks and stuff, and like all of the decorations would be in there. And I remember my dad had this like shrunken head that was like a skull. Like I don't know, it was like a weird thing, but like when you pass it, it would be like dead men tell no tales, and it would like vibrate and stuff. So
It
it's
was
just
a
like
Halloween household.
yeah, but I don't really remember costumes when we were younger because I promise you we literally just didn't have money like that. So it probably was just something regular. I feel like me and my sister were clowns one year, but like I don't really remember that. So I don't know, I can't even think of one, that we even did. For,
Usually I would just have we would just go. My mama worked at Venture, so we would just go and I would pick out the little bag costume I wanted. But the one time, the best one, my favorite one was about the best one we ever did. One year, my mama felt like she was gonna go in on me. I remember it was my 4th grade year, and she dressed me up like a werewolf. I had to come home from lunch at school. She picked me up at lunch and then took me and put all the prosthetic werewolf parts on my
That's
face.
so sick.
And put all the hair on my face, and I went back to school as the werewolf.
Oh my
That was the best
gosh.
costume that she ever
That
did.
is
for me.
so sick,
That might be the
dude.
best day of school.
Yeah.
For real, the
Yeah.
dedication.
Come back to leave school and come back, Teen Wolf.
Damn.
Yeah, that was the one time. But
that's
usually
it.
every other time I just had a bad costume for real.
For sure, yeah. You think that my parents, and my mom could probably remind me of something, but I literally have nothing. All I can think of is like a witch. Like we just did not have money. Like
I was
that.
mad Power Rangers.
I was a Power Ranger kindergarten, I think.
Or everybody had that Power Ranger costume out that bag for real.
The most basic piece.
The one
with the plastic
mask
with the string on the back.
But it was the mask that was like it had the
Yeah, it was like air coated, but it still had that string on the back. I remember because me and all my cousins Power Rangers, I was popping the strings on the back of niggas' masks.
You can flip it up and wear it at the top of your head so you can eat candy and stuff.
What about you, Jamal?
So my favorite is I think I was third grade. So I was like 8 or 9. I think I was 8. So the dude my mom was dating at the time, he made the costume. So there's this movie Small Soldiers. You know Small Soldiers?
Yeah.
So I was obsessed with that movie, and so in there's like the Gorgonites and like the
sergeants.
Dudes. So the archer, the leader of the Gorgonites, I think they're called. So the dude my mom was dating made me a costume, and it was the dopest shit ever. Like, looked just like it. We bought a toy from like Kmart or something like that. Like, so he like to make it after, and like he was like looking at the toy and making the face perfect. It was the dopest costume ever.
I love the dedication.
Yeah, it was really sick. But the toy was super sick too. It talked and stuff. We returned the toy, obviously. It was just a reference piece.
We used it for what we needed it for. We had to get that back.
Have y'all ever had a problematic costume in the past?
Yes.
Oh shit! No,
I have too.
I actually just told Evan about this story too because it's funny, and I don't want to say it's funny, and it wasn't even that problematic. You guys just know that I'd be really sensitive, especially about anything racially, anything. But one year I was a geisha, and I did shave off the end parts of my eyebrows. And then like drew them that way. And then I had chopsticks in my hair. But I was telling Evan that that's the only documented picture of me and Jermaine that we ever took. And I remember once Giselle started popping and like blowing up, people were trying to pull all her pictures and shit. And I remember I like combed through my face one time and I saw that picture because I had 2 that I had posted like years ago. And I looked at them again and I was just like, nah, and I had to delete that shit.
It was a different time.
I just like I can't have that on my body, and it wasn't even anything disrespectful. I feel like I actually bodied that costume. I probably got hella compliments too. I just don't want anybody to think like like their culture is my costume. Like, I don't want to appropriate anything. I feel you. So.
I did an Indian one year.
And with the feathers,
the feathers.
I did that naked bike ride.
And to be fair, I had did cowboy before too, so I did cowboy. I did Indian.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. That's hilarious.
Wait, you had the feather too?
I had the feather. That's when I first had my first Anakin braid. I had a feather over my head.
Anakin braid.
I had the feather in the hair. I had a little tomahawk. I had a little loincloth and shit. I was like, it actually looked fire because I had the perfect hair. This when I was a scene kid and I had a mullet. So I had a perm mullet for real. So like, it actually looked fire.
In my head, I want to say Native American and black is not that far away. Like,
it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that back then. Yeah, it's not for real. Yeah. I definitely got Native American in my family for real. But I definitely did that in a long time ago. Yeah. You was telling me about they mad at Halsey.
Oh yeah, so and it was like, and I don't know, maybe it was fake news because I was even looking at the comments and people were like, they're just like trolling, and some people, I don't know if somebody said it was fake, but it was just like, I guess Halsey dressed up like Aaliyah from that one album, the one that's the red one, and it was just like
a self-titled.
Is that the one?
Well, because 1 in a million
with her hair like blowing.
Oh, that's the one with like Rock the Boat, the last one.
Yeah, it is a self-title, 2001, this one.
Oh, yeah.
So she just did that cover. Like, she just took a picture of herself in this red room with, like, her hair blowing. And people were, like, up in arms about it, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't ever do this again.
Who's Halsey again, though?
She's a pop star. She's a pop star, but they were calling her Haley. They were purposely calling her different names so they could make it kind of stick almost. Like, as if this is a white girl appropriating, like, a black woman, but
come to
find out because people were coming to her aid in the comments and they were like, she's half black, and like they even pulled a picture. It was giving like how people be treating Giselle, like she's half black. Like if you go on their Instagram, you can see pictures with their family, and like not that she's trying to even push that, but I just feel, and I don't know. I'm not trying to be like, because it sucks. People are so situational about things like this, but it's just like Aaliyah was a fair-skinned woman. If you look at the Halsey picture, it's not like she didn't. Yeah, she didn't put on bronzer.
That's because niggas is too sensitive.
I feel like that's the only way that would be offensive if she had blackface on, because otherwise she's just emulating a celebrity. It's like if you went as Tom Cruise or something. It doesn't matter. Like,
I have two qualms with that. My first one is that people don't have shit to do on the internet. They just say all this shit because niggas don't have shit that they passionate about. So they sit there on the internet and just be getting upset for no reason. Yeah.
Look at this. This is her picture.
And then
versus the Aaliyah one. Like,
and why does that? That's just like.
And they really came at her neck.
And
like, don't ever do this again.
That's fucking.
My second grievance is that, like, I don't like the idea of dressing up as celebrities for Halloween. Yeah. I don't like that shit for real. Be a monster. Yeah. What happened to being a monster? Halloween supposed to be a scary, like, I don't like when niggas be like, and I've done it before. I was Wayne one year, which was fire.
Hard,
I had a Wayne costume one year.
But like, Steve Urkel one year. That was
But
I did do that.
But Steve Urkel is a character for
that is a character.
I don't like when niggas is just dressing up as people from like an album cover for real. Cause like you like all right, so like she took that picture or whatever, and you know it's Aaliyah, but like you go to a costume.
Exactly.
Right.
Are you gonna have a red screen behind you? You have to have a red screen behind you.
They'll be like, what are you supposed to be? Yeah.
She's like, rock.
Like, cause like cause I done told Bailey hella times before, like I'm a fan of classic Halloween costume. Vampire.
Right.
Frankenstein.
Zombie.
Skeleton.
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
And I'm here for all of them. I just don't like
Mummy.
Mummy. I ain't seen a good mummy costume.
I haven't seen a mummy
next year. Damn, I should.
I should have done that
shit. Mummies. We saw
mummy go crazy. That go crazy. Shit like that.
A group of mummies is
I feel like it just like how much dedication, like, you know, like you can make anything shake. Like I've made amazing costumes off of like the skin of my teeth and like
you just gotta about it. Bailey, like, it's not over. Like don't give
it's
up
not
yet.
over,
Bailey.
Cause look, you could be a bogus vampire.
There's 6 days.
Nigga be a bogus vampire, or you could
pull through for us.
Or you could up the vampire. $50 fangs that look like real teeth and shit.
But bitches literally have, shouts out to you, Courtney. I have homegirls who have like real fangs. So like that doesn't do anything for me.
No,
like,
but
if your fangs look real.
But I'm just saying like you can take a classic Halloween costume and really do it to that level for real. Like you could just be Frankenstein and have like a square thing on your head, or you could really be Frankenstein for real and get the bolts implanted on your neck and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. You're right. Because I would get like big ass platform shoes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Brad of Frankenstein. That's a great costume.
Wait, that's a different outfit. I thought about that, but that's like a bride dress. Like I'm not doing that.
Does she have a bride dress on?
Yes. What? The Bride of Frankenstein?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, everyone needs to. And I hate that I'm re-saying this, but people have to stop being so sensitive, because I hated that moment for her, because it's giving just like my best friend Giselle. Like I hated that people just came at her like that, and I felt, y'all know how I feel about things like this, and I felt zero things when I saw the costume. So for people to be like trying to show face and really show out for like us as people, like what, like us as a race, like what?
This is America. As long as you ain't doing nothing disrespectful. And honestly, you got the right to do something disrespectful. You just got to face the consequences that come with it, for real.
That's
honestly
the hard truth.
But this is America. Like a nigga could dress up as whatever they feel like dressing up as, for real. Like get off the internet trying to divide and separate
exactly,
and like that shit loud. This is fun.
Yeah,
it's Halloween.
Exactly.
This supposed to be fun for real. Niggas out here having fun. You think a motherfucker dressed up as Aaliyah because they want to disrespect black people? Right. You don't think she like Aaliyah, motherfucker?
Right. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. People gotta pick and choose their battles better, because what the fuck is
Yes, sir. And we're back. That was yours truly, Ik Saint, with Mariah Carey's "We Belong Together," Screwed and Ruled. Shout out Jamal on that shit, dude. I love your little cameo. I was like, I gotta have a cameo from somebody. I also want to shout out all the chopped and screwed niggas I listen to. Shout out Mike G. Shout out OG Ron G. Shout out DJ Candlestick G. Like y'all inspired me to do it. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Shout out Texas.
Howdy, folks.
So circling back.
Yeah.
Last time Jamal was on here, we were talking about the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix. I hadn't seen it at that point, but you know the clouds opened up and the Lord let Netflix open up on my TV, and I had to binge it all the way through. And yes, Jamal, you are right. Truly
sicko.
a fascinating sicko, yo. And like the thing is, they didn't really tell me. If y'all haven't seen it, the McMahon documentary is on Netflix. And like a lot of that shit, you ain't have to show me. I already knew all of this shit because I was a wrestling head back in the day for real. Like, but like a lot of, but like it like you said, it's a true American story for real.
Truly.
Showing you how like this nigga, only thing he care about is money for real. Because like the duality of him being like a shitty person and shit. But also, one thing I did know, the Sable story.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That Sable sued him for some millions for real. And then I guess she was down bad and he brought her back for real after suing him for real. Because he knew it would bring ratings and shit like that for real.
Exactly.
And I ain't know that, like, cause I know if somebody sue me for some millions, we not talking no more for real.
Yeah.
But like he was really motivated by the business. He really loved that shit for real, yo.
Yeah, he's just full business. Absolute sicko. Pretty bad person, I would say. But he's one of the few people, you know, when people say like, I don't see color, like trying to be like, but it's actually racist. He's actually someone who I don't think sees color. He just is actually just
he really don't.
He just about business.
Yeah,
he doesn't care who you are. If it's money,
and see,
business.
I feel like because there's a way you could spin that too to make money too, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
Because sometimes
knows
I
what
do
he's
try
doing.
to take that because if he ever did anything Lount that could be considered racist, he took color into consideration, even if it was Lount.
But the money is what he cared about.
Yeah.
He not trying to. I don't feel like Vince McMahon is trying to offend anybody. But he's trying to make money.
Everybody.
He's trying to make money, and if the money offends you, then fuck it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he hate niggas.
Yeah, I think he's tapped into the culture. If he does anything Lount, is he just knows that culturally it could be used to his advantage.
Yeah,
type shit. Like,
because he's done some wild shit. Like I said, he used to regularly wear do-rags. That was so crazy
annoying.
to me. That was so crazy.
but it's also hilarious.
It's actually
hilarious.
it is hilarious for real.
But horrible man. But
watching that, and also watching that shit, like, so when I got into wrestling, I was probably, it was my mom was dating this dude that was into wrestling. He got me into it. I went to a Raw. I went to a Raw and I went to a Nitro.
I've never been to a live wrestling event. Have you?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, y'all went to
my
SmackDown that one time.
I didn't go. Evan went to that. I didn't go with Evan.
It was Raw. It was Raw you went to.
But my sister has gone hella. She's got belts and shit. Like we were really into wrestling too. Don't get me wrong. It was just like one of those little things that me and my sister were really into. But I was like, I realized that people were like making fun, and I was already getting made fun of. I'm like, I absolutely will not talk about this with anybody.
When did you get into wrestling?
We've been watching that since we were young. Because I told you,
I'm saying, but like, who was the niggas that was out when you was getting
like
into
Chris Jericho, fucking
Jericho, definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I had
Hardy Boys.
I had a little crush on all of these guys: Hardy Boys, Triple H, Booker T, Undertaker, The Big Show.
Yeah.
The Big
It was
Show.
all of that.
Oh,
What was the one big nigga who used to like sit on people?
Rakishi.
Rakishi. Yeah.
That stinking ass.
Do you remember he had those
Stank face.
two little his little associate was like Scotty Too?
Yeah, Scotty Too Hotty.
And there was
Scotty Too
someone
Hotty
else
was my
too.
nigga. It was Scotty Too Hotty and his other dude that was lame.
Yeah.
But Scotty Too Hotty used to do the worm and shit.
Yeah.
I got into wrestling.
sight.
I got into WCW. That was the first thing that I got into. And like, I didn't really know.
Oh, and shout out Sting.
Yeah, Sting was my favorite nigga for real. I love Sting, G.
Yeah.
But like I didn't really know about the history before the WCW shit. Like I didn't know that all of them niggas was WW. Like
that's interesting
the only
about.
reason I knew because I would get the video games and like when you would unlock characters and shit, I was like, oh, why is he in the WWF game? Why he in the WWF game? But like I never went back and like did no research and shit. Like I didn't really find that out until they did the DX documentary. Did y'all watch that DX documentary? It's on Netflix too. They got a DX documentary. That's when I learned Triple H real name for real.
For sure, yeah. I didn't know all of. I knew that they got.
Hunter.
I knew that he ended up marrying.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I knew that happened, but I still was referring to him as that. They might have even been saying his name, and I was just like, but like I knew that they got married. But yeah, during that documentary where they started to say that, I was like, and I'm like, oh yeah.
So when
They
you
have
went,
real names.
when you saw wrestling, it was at like a United.
It was at the Allstate Arena.
So like a huge. So when you were in the stands, did they have jumbotrons? And
Hell yeah. It was the first one I went to was Nitro. I remember Goldberg was in that bitch. That's when Goldberg was that nigga for real. Yeah. I remember he used to come. Remember they used to come out. They used to show him in the back. He used to be throwing water on himself.
Yeah.
I remember not liking him.
I fucked with Goldberg for real.
Isn't that the shirt that you have?
Nah, that's that Gold Dust.
Oh yeah, that is such a hard shirt, bro.
It's one of the dopest.
I got a dope Stone Cold shirt too.
I love Stone Cold too. It's almost too easy now, but like, yes, he was one of my favorites back in the day, but it became too easy for you to be like, the Stone Cold said, and like just wear like the Austin 316
I
shit.
remember, boy, in 4th, 5th grade, boy, you couldn't do nothing in elementary school without a nigga stunning your ass. You could be at the water fountain, nigga go come stun him.
and everybody could suck it too.
Yeah.
Everybody that was the thing.
Niggas were getting expelled for doing that shit. They were getting detention, suspension, all kinds of shit. Yeah, they were like, if you do it.
You remember 2 years ago in the playoffs, in the NBA playoffs, Joel Embiid was doing that. Shit as a celebration. They was fining him, and Triple H said, "I'll pay the fine."
Oh yeah, I remember you saying. Real. That's fucking.
But
hilarious.
yeah,
going to those like arena events where you were seeing like were you watching the ring of the jumbo tracks? We were talking about that.
We
Tyler, we were talking about the Tyler. On tour playing. At the
we had pretty decent seats. Yeah, I was watching. I feel like I was watching the ring. I had a sign.
You did?
Yeah, I definitely had a Sting sign. I was super NWO red and black for real. The Wolf Pack.
Yeah,
that was my shit. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall,
that's WCW.
aka Razor Ramon.
So when I was younger, I didn't. So the documentary actually put me on to a lot of, like, I knew everything, like all of the players of the situation, but the business, the dynamic of it all, it did break it up for me because I didn't realize that it was broken up like that. Like, what's the guy's name? Something Bischoff or whatever?
Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, like I literally knew who that was, but I was like, wait, I didn't realize all of the dynamics.
Yeah, I knew he was the owner. He was the first owner. Cause like he was before I knew who Big Ben Man was. I knew Eric Bischoff and shit.
And there was like that week period. It was like whatever weeks it was. Was it like 62 weeks, something like that?
84 weeks. They was ahead it up. Yeah, cause that's when I entered and shit. Like I said, I remember like playing SmackDown and unlocking Razor Ramon and being like, that looked like Scott Hall. I think that's Scott Hall for real. Cause they all like tweaked their names and shit. Like when I knew the Big Show, he was the Giant.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then he
exactly.
moved and he was Big Show for real. I remember when Jericho went back over to WWF for real.
I just seen Chris Jericho on, what was it, the other day? He was getting a belt off of bleeding from his forehead.
Because remember, it used to be called the Lion Tamer, and then he moved and it was the Walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Lion Salt. That was always my special one on there. So I used to always do the Lion Salt. I see that meme the other day. I sent you, it was like with Freaky Zeke, and they were like trying to explain to my kids what the six, how Rey Mysterio did the 6-1 out. It's like the nigga turned his body. Funny as hell. But yeah, a lot of that background shit I didn't know for real. So that was dope, like learning that shit. And just said, like you said, like he definitely a loud nigga for real. Because I heard the allegations way before this documentary came out. And I was like, this is disgusting.
And then they kind of just like dwindled.
Because they started the documentary before
the
shit that came out.
But when we first heard about anything with Vince McMahon and that shit. I remember hearing about it, but like these stories, like back then, like the things that we accepted and just allowed them to present it to us, they told us about it and we allowed it to just like pass through our minds like that because then no one was talking about it again. It's just like, okay, so what happened to those allegations? Like,
yeah.
And then they're just like resurfacing again. Like we didn't know, like the news reports that they were putting in the documentary were like older. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they've been reported this and it's just like, damn.
Well, like they really, I feel like they did as much as they could because like Vince McMahon was in on the documentary for real. Like they not finna go in detail about what happened.
I'm talking about like the news, like the people who were broadcasting what was happening, not the people who made the documentary.
Okay,
when they were reporting on this, we knew about that before we, like, you know, like he didn't see his day in court. So no one talked about it yet. You know what I mean? So it's just like this documentary brought it all back up because obviously they have a good, strong case against him to like really like do something to him now. But it's just insane how long that kind of shit takes when you publicly told people this is what happened. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. But, like, that's just what happened when niggas get money, bro. It's literally...
too much money, too much...
In that, too much money, in that era, for real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, niggas...
Nobody's checking you.
Nobody's checking you, for real. And, like, low-key, like, the way society has changed, yo, like, we low-key got to blame it on ourselves, for real. Because, like, that's what the situation... When nobody wasn't calling it out. Everybody was scared and shit. Niggas stop being scared and shit start happening. I feel like that's the same thing with everything for real. Cause like you knew the shit was wrong. We all knew what was going on.
Yeah, everyone just assumed it was a status quo. This is what it is.
Whether it's Diddy, whether it's Vince McMahon, whether it's R. Kelly, we all knew.
Right.
But what nobody
what
trying.
a trio of sickos. That's like
You
the
know what I'm
Mount
saying?
Rushmore of
Harvey
sickos.
Weinstein. The first thing when Harvey came out, everybody said, "Yeah, we already knew." Everybody already knew. These niggas was scared to say some shit because they worry about their pockets and shit.
Yeah, they thought this was that was that's just how it was.
You know what I'm saying?
But so talking about wrestling, that presents a question I have for y'all. So with like going and seeing wrestling live, going and see these like spectacles, these big ass shows live. How do y'all feel about going to see like arena music shows, going to like United Center, seeing fucking?
Because we was just talking about it.
I know and I'm just curious your stance.
We were just talking about like arena like venues and shit. Like, because we were talking about Tyler the Creator. He announced his world tour for his new album, and Jimmy hit us in a group chat. It was like tickets $100 and some and some shit like that, and.
I don't even know if he found out the price.
I don't even know if he really found out, but me and Bailey instantly was like, "Nah, I'm good for real."
Because it's interesting, because it's like you're going to these, it's not going to be an intimate experience. It could be a spectacle. It's just kind of like, where do you lie? Where do you stand in that? Like, what do you want? Like, do you want to just be? Because it's gonna be there's money behind it.
I want to see it. I definitely want to see it, and I think it's probably gonna be an amazing show. But it's just not worth the money to me, for real.
That's how I feel too.
It's not worth an extreme amount of money, for real. Like tickets these days be costing $300-$400
Should be like $800.
Yeah,
like, I might as well watch a movie.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I'm like
for real?
not there. I feel like it's not a. It's
and that's how I felt.
Experience.
Like we all love Tyler the Creator. We all love Tyler Creator. Like, oh my God, right when I saw that album cover, I'm like, oh
yeah, this finna be fire.
You know what I'm saying?
I know this shit finna be fire.
But that's why it's crazy, because like that is like, if that isn't gonna do it, like what will? Because that will be a true like experience, you know. But even that's not gonna get me there. So
I
like,
said the only nigga that I'm gonna pay $500, it better be Michael Jordan playing on the court. If I'm gonna pay that much money. And like Bailey made a good point, because me, all of us, NWG, niggas with glasses and shit. Like, I can't see that shit.
I can't see.
I'm not gonna be at the top. I'm not gonna pay $200-$300 to be at the top, and I can't see shit.
Right.
And you're just looking at the Jumbotron. And what I was saying also, too, like, nowadays, and I understand that yes, if you can afford to go, I'm just speaking, like, we're speaking of like where our pockets are right now and like priorities. It's just like, if I go, I might not have the best seat. It'll still be a whole experience, but I will be looking at it like on a Jumbotron. Yeah. And I could just wait until someone, because they always record it. I'm not talking about no shitty ass like camera footage. Film. Somebody will do that thing and I'll get the little clips of what I needed to see and be like, damn, that shit was epic. Cool. And it'll be for free. And it'll be the exact same thing, because what I see that they clipped up will be what they showed on the Jumbotron. Yeah. You know, but like during the whole show, sometimes I have anxiety even with festivals. I try to have like a good experience because I'm like outside, but you know, looking at the back of people's heads and stuff, like if I paid a certain amount of money, like festivals is fine, but like when you pay to go into a building, like, and you can't see the, like the shit is like this. Yeah. Like when we went to Summer 16 and saw Drake and Future.
And we got to our seats. I was like, hell no.
The doors were right behind us.
You can't see shit. You're so far.
They literally put us in literally the last row of the United Center.
The exit was right behind us.
There was a wall behind us.
No.
Swear to God.
Yes.
Swear to God.
Yes. There was no one behind us. We were the last row.
We paid like $80 for the tickets.
Yep.
And I was like, hell no.
This summer 2016.
Yeah, we got into we definitely finessed our way to the very first row.
Perry finessed us our way up,
because I was like, ain't no way I'm finna watch Drake.
But that was my first time seeing Future live, seeing Future live, and it sucked because we didn't start getting it active until Drake got on stage. But Future, seeing that was like trash to me because I could barely see him, and then the Jumbotron was like almost like smaller than this TV from how far away it was. And it was just like, how much would you pay for it to be that? Yeah. Because I would start having anxiety about how many hours I'm struggling to see, because I want to take all of it in. If I had good seats, if it was a smaller venue, hell yeah, maybe you could even, like if it was at Chicago Theater, like maybe, you know, because it's not that big and I could get close. Like,
I'm talking, like stadium, you know?
Shit. It should at least come with a shirt.
Right, or they were saying a digital download.
At least come with a shirt for real. If I'm gonna pay $300-$400,
a shirt, a hat,
and then you get there and the shirt be $80. Like what?
Right, and you can't see shit. Like,
you know what the economy like right now?
For real.
Like I understand it's a huge production, but like I just feel like if I'm supposed to be there, I'm gonna be there for real. Because it's like, I just can't afford it right. I got priorities. Like Bailey said, my priorities, like, and I look at it from like a consumer producer standpoint too, for real. Like I produce shit. Like we be playing shows and shit. Like I feel crazy going in there spending money that I don't have to watch somebody else just rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know it's a whole production.
But to watch a TV is the real thing. It's like
to watch a TV.
But I'm trying, like, what would it take? Like, I don't, like, that's
well, look, I didn't see Kanye. I didn't see Kanye every time he came through, and it's amazing.
The Watch the Throne one, because that's
I didn't go to. I went to Glow in the Dark. I went to Yeezus, and I went to Pablo.
Were they all at United?
It was all at United Center.
Yeah,
so
and that's
what's the experience?
And they were all amazing, yo.
Like, so,
like very inspiring, change how I look at shit type shit.
Okay, so that's a good perspective to
have. Did you have good seats?
For Pablo, I was right there, but I had a connection. I had a connection. I was right on the
you
floor.
Had good seats.
Yeah, I had great seats for Pablo.
See?
For Yeezus, I had ice seats, and then I had ice seats. I think I was like the first row of the third level type shit. You know what I'm saying?
And were you watching the stage or the Jumbotron?
I can't even remember. I couldn't even tell you.
If it was Chicago Theater size,
I mean that's a perfect size.
I would probably pay the money that Jimmy's talking about, even though it would seem crazy. But like, oh my gosh, I would be able to like. With my corrected eyes, would be able to like see what's going on, especially if it's all production and there's things happening on the stage. I want to see that firsthand. It's so difficult to pay the same money that like, or around the same money, and there's some people who could probably see a little bit better of what's happening over in the corner on the stage that Tyler's fucking around with, and I can't see that, and I'm just like asking people like, what's over there? Like,
and because I'm like tapped into like music industry shit, I know they price gouging. Like I know what Ticketmaster and Live Nation is on. You know what I'm saying? I know what they doing for real.